Have you ever woken up and felt as if the world around you is quietly falling apart? Not with a bang, but with a slow, almost imperceptible unraveling of thought itself. Conversations skim the surface, entertainment rewards noise over depth, and people seem to know more about celebrities than the very forces shaping their own lives. Why do we chase distractions while wisdom drifts further away? In an age of infinite information, true understanding has never felt rarer. Yet here we are, scrolling, liking, reacting, trapped in a cycle that numbs our minds. Have you noticed that, despite all this access to knowledge, deep thinking feels almost revolutionary? Why does society seem to prefer the shallow over the profound? We are standing at a precipice. The tools that should elevate human intelligence, technology, social media, mass education, often do the opposite. They are designed to entertain, to provoke, to distract. And if you don't question it, if you don't pause to reflect, you risk becoming a passive participant in a world steadily choosing mediocrity over insight. Ask yourself, are you consuming information, or is it consuming you? Are you shaping your mind, or letting the currents of distraction shape it for you? The choice is more urgent than you realize, and the consequences reach far beyond your own life. Stupidity is not an accident. It is engineered. Systems thrive when people stop questioning. Noise replaces knowledge. Entertainment replaces education. Distraction replaces depth. And we accept it, thinking this is normal. The truth is darker. Society does not want you to think. Critical thought is dangerous. It disrupts power. It resists control. It threatens illusions. So instead, we are fed endless noise, designed to keep us passive, docile, and blind. Every flashing headline, every shallow trend, every addictive app serves the same purpose: to consume your attention until nothing remains for reflection. The more you scroll, the less you see. The more you consume, the less you question. This is not just a cultural shift, it is a weapon. Minds are weakened, not by accident, but by design. A distracted population cannot resist. A shallow population cannot rebel. And the darkest truth of all, most people do not even notice the chains tightening around them. They laugh, they scroll, they consume, never realizing they are being erased from within. Do you really think the stupidity around you is a mistake? That memes, viral trends, and shallow headlines happen by chance? Look closer. Every notification, every provocative post, every scandal designed to go viral exists for a reason. Society's decline is manufactured. It's engineered by systems that profit from distraction, emotional reactions, and passivity. Psychologists like Daniel Kahneman revealed that we naturally crave the path of least resistance. Quick answers, instant gratification, emotional hits. And modern platforms exploit this flaw. The algorithms are designed to keep you scrolling, reacting, never reflecting. In this world, critical thought becomes a rebellion. Slow reasoning, a radical act. Consider politics, advertising, and media conglomerates. They thrive when you are divided, distracted, and shallow. The louder the outrage, the higher the engagement. The simpler the message, the more control they hold. Society doesn't just stumble into ignorance, it is guided there. Every trending distraction is a chain tightening around collective intelligence. Ask yourself, when you laugh at a viral joke or get enraged by a scandal, who benefits? Is your attention empowering you or quietly enslaving you? Stupidity is no accident. It is the carefully crafted battlefield of your mind. And the first step to liberation is recognizing you are already a target. We live in an age of infinite information. Endless streams of content bombard us every second, and yet wisdom is vanishing. How is it possible that the more we know, the less we seem to understand? The flood of data overwhelms us, numbs us, and conditions our minds to skim, not think. We are trained to react instantly, not reflect. Headlines, clips, viral posts, they are designed to grab attention, not to nurture insight. Nuance, patience, and context are casualties in a culture addicted to speed. The more we chase the new, the more the old lessons fade into irrelevance. Have we forgotten that the past holds the keys to understanding the present?
The irony is cruel. Knowledge has never been more accessible, yet minds grow shallow. Long-form thought, deep reading, sustained focus, once the hallmarks of intelligence, are now acts of rebellion. We are losing the ability to engage with complexity, and without that, we become easy prey for manipulation, division, and distraction. Ask yourself, are you consuming information, or is it consuming you? Are you strengthening your mind, or letting it atrophy? In this endless tide, wisdom doesn't float, it sinks. And if we do nothing, society will follow it into the depths.
When people stop thinking deeply, they become easy to control. This is not theory, it is reality. The louder the outrage, the simpler the message, the more manipulable the crowd. Attention is currency, and distraction is a tool of power. Every click, every scroll, every fleeting emotion strengthens the chains around collective intellect. We crave certainty over complexity, instant answers over reflection. This weakness is exploited. Politics, advertising, media, they all thrive when minds are shallow, reactive, and divided. Tribalism flourishes. Outrage spreads faster than understanding. Simplistic labels replace nuanced analysis. Are we choosing this path or being led? Even our own habits betray us. Every time we consume distraction over depth, we surrender a part of our mind. Every time we cling to comfort over challenge, we forfeit insight. Stupidity is not only external, it is internal. We are complicit in our own dumbing, and that makes the chain stronger. Ask yourself, how often have you reacted first, thought later? How often have you believed what was loudest, not truest? These are not small failures. They are the building blocks of societal decay. And yet, recognition is the first act of rebellion. To see the manipulation is to break its grip, to reclaim your power, to resist the engineered chaos surrounding you. Society is obsessed with appearances. Validation is measured in likes, shares, and followers. Attention has replaced truth, and approval has replaced wisdom. People crave affirmation over insight, spectacle over substance. We are training ourselves to measure value externally, while internal depth withers. The culture rewards those who provoke, exaggerate, or entertain, rarely those who think. Loudness and spectacle dominate over reflection and thoughtfulness. Narcissism spreads silently, weakening collective intelligence. The pursuit of validation becomes the purpose of life, while the pursuit of understanding fades. Consider the consequences. A population focused on self-image is distracted from reality. Civic responsibility, ethical judgment, and intellectual courage are sacrificed to the altar of popularity. Minds once capable of critical thought now chase applause, lost in an echo chamber of superficiality. This is not just cultural decay. It is a system designed to weaken the individual. Depth feels alien. Silence feels uncomfortable. Reflection feels unnecessary. And in this void, manipulation thrives. When attention is currency, the shallow prosper, and wisdom becomes dangerous. We must confront a hard truth. The path to authenticity is lonely. Depth is unpopular. Reflection is rare. Yet this is exactly why it is powerful. In a society addicted to surface, true understanding is revolutionary. In a world drowning in noise, silence is almost revolutionary. Stillness allows thought to breathe. Without it, our minds are crowded, restless, and easily manipulated. Noise is comforting. It distracts from the hard work of self-examination. But clarity is born in the void. Moments of quiet are where insight emerges, where decisions are no longer automatic reactions. Reflection strengthens the mind, sharpens judgment, and restores perspective. Yet most flee from silence, preferring distraction, entertainment, or constant chatter. The price is high. A population conditioned to react, not to think. True reflection demands courage. It forces confrontation with uncomfortable truths, with shadows we'd rather ignore. It challenges the assumptions society feeds us daily. It requires resisting the pull of instant gratification and embracing the discomfort of patience. Silence is not emptiness. It is a weapon against manipulation, a sanctuary where the mind regains autonomy. Those who master it stand apart, capable of seeing patterns others cannot, of questioning narratives that seem unquestionable. If society thrives on noise, those who cultivate stillness hold the ultimate power. The power to think, to choose, to act deliberately. And in that choice lies the seed of renewal.
The decline of society is not only external, it lives within each of us. Every time we choose distraction over depth, we surrender a fragment of our mind. Every time we cling to comfort over challenge, we abdicate responsibility for our intellect. Society's dumbing is a mirror of personal choices. To reclaim thought is to reclaim power. It begins with awareness, noticing how attention is stolen, how narratives manipulate, how habits shape perception. Discipline is the next step, choosing content, conversations, and experiences that strengthen rather than weaken. Isolation from the noise is not selfish, it is essential. In solitude, the mind regains its sovereignty. In reflection, clarity emerges. In deliberate action, we begin to resist the engineered chaos surrounding us. This is the uncomfortable truth. Real change is not handed down, it is claimed. It is fought for daily in the small, unseen decisions of our lives. Depth is a rebellion. Thoughtfulness is defiance. Reflection is courage. If we surrender our capacity for thought, society sinks further. If we cultivate it, we become the architects of renewal. The question is stark. Will you allow the world to shape your mind, or will you shape it yourself?
The greatest danger is not that society is becoming stupid. It is that you might accept it as inevitable. The real threat is the silence within, the surrender of your capacity to think, question, and resist. Mediocrity spreads not just through systems, but through complacency. History tells us that wisdom never belonged to the majority. It was preserved by the few who dared to stand apart, to confront the illusions surrounding them, to refuse the comfort of the crowd. Socrates, Galileo, Martin Luther King Jr. all faced isolation, persecution, even death. Yet their courage shaped the world. You are not powerless. Every choice matters. What you read, what you watch, what you question, and what you resist. To reclaim your mind is to step into defiance, to act deliberately, to cultivate insight in a world designed to suppress it. The forces of distraction, manipulation, and superficiality are formidable, but not invincible. Depth is possible. Reflection is possible. Understanding is possible. And with them comes freedom. Freedom from the noise. Freedom from the illusions. Freedom from becoming another passive spectator in a society designed to dull thought. This is your final challenge. Will you drift with the current, or will you reclaim your mind, embrace wisdom, and live deliberately? The choice is yours.